Hello, friends. My name is Padma, and I have been given the topic to talk about the secret of true joy. So, what is true joy? Well, true joy is a divine quality, and so we will not find it anywhere in the world except from the divine. That is the source of true joy. Once Swami Ananda was asked, what is the secret of his joy? He was a very joyful person. And so he replied, well, the secret of my joy is that it is just the result of a life lived for God. So that is the truth of it, that we cannot fake this joy. The true joy is something that comes from deep within us. We are reflections of that joy, just like we are reflections of the divine, and the divine has many qualities, and true joy is one of them. So how do we find this joy in our life? The only way to find it is through divine contact. As we do our meditations daily, deeply, sincerely, as we open our hearts to Master and ask Him to step into our lives, as we attune our thoughts to Him, as we learn to love Him deeply, we experience divine joy. The only hurdle, I think joy is our true state, divine joy is our true state, but the reason why we don't feel joy is there are some hurdles to that joy, and that is our ego. It's very simple, right? It's really, really simple. If I can just get rid of that big wall of ego which is preventing the joy to come to me, because it's everywhere. Satchidananda, right? It is everywhere. It's all throughout it's pervasive throughout the universe. We are made of it. We are made out of that true joy. But the only reason is we are keeping it out. That bubble that we wear around us, we are keeping it out. What are the ways to break that bubble? Like I said, God contact, one of them. Perhaps the easiest way is we just keep at it, one foot in front of the other. We keep on trying to go a little deeper into our meditation, to receive that touch of joy in our meditation. As we do our kriyas, Master has always told us that Hong Sa is the way to achieve stillness, calmness, deep concentration, focus, and peace. Whereas the results of kriya is deep divine joy. And we feel that joy. And once we feel that joy, once we have experienced that joy, we begin to carry it throughout the whole day with us. Another big misconception about joy is that many of us think that joy comes when we have been able to successfully conquer all our problems. When the suffering is removed, that's when joy comes to us. It's actually quite the opposite. It is with the help of joy, it is with the help of divine, true joy, that we can conquer all suffering. And yes, it is possible to be in joy in the midst of suffering, worldly suffering. So how does it look like? Well, when somebody is suffering, obviously we are not going to be jumping up and down in glee. It's quite the opposite. The joy that we carry, that we have established within us, it's like a shield, like an armor. And as we see others suffering, we extend our hand. It's like the person who is drowning. If you know how to swim, you can jump in the water and help them out. It's exactly the same way. If somebody is suffering, with the help of the power of your divine joy, by God's grace, you can share it and uplift others out of their suffering. And that is the way to true joy, and that is the nature of true joy. And I end with a deep prayer for all of us to experience that joy in our lives and to be able to share it with all whom we meet.